Welcome back, True Seeker. It is September 3rd, 2025, and tomorrow is a Thursday. September 4th, 2025, the opening day of the 106th NFL season. And like every year, we'll be breaking down the games, trying to take advantage of the rig. If you don't think the NFL's rigged, I hate to break to you, it certainly is. That's why we've been able to pad our pockets for years off the knowledge with things like 35 Thursday. And if 35 Thursday gets off to a bang this year, it's going to shock a lot of NFL fans. But yes, tomorrow we'll be decoding Thursday night football, talking about it. We'll be doing 2 live streams tomorrow on the Patreon. The morning stream, like we do every day, where we cover the major sports going on. Right now, it's baseball. Before you know it, it'll be basketball again, hockey. But yeah, we do the major sports every single day. We do the college sports. Got off to a great start with college football this year. Maybe what's even better than Gematria this year is just following the picks of Mr. Florida State, who retired. Every pick he put out for week 1 of the college football season hit. We liked his school, Lee Corso's school, Florida State, to upset Alabama. Almost had the exact score right. I even knew it when I wrote it down that I should have made it 31-17. I thought the score might be 31-18, even though 18 is a rare score, just because Alabama loves 31-13, a 31-point game, margin of victory by 13. I should have went with 31-17. I knew better, but we had Florida State upsetting, nearly robbed the bank if we had the exact score on the upset. 14.5-point underdog. Liked Ohio State to get it done versus Texas, the way overhyped Arch Manning. Again, if you missed those decodes, I did put them out, but yeah, we'll be doing everything. But NFL starts. I know most people love the NFL. It's their sport. It's the one that they want to put the dollar bills down on. So yeah, we'll be after it. And I'm making a slight tweak to the pricing for the tiers. I had a lot of people in my ear that want more content at the $11 tier. And you guys are lucky I'm just such a nice person, you know? So here's the way it's going to be. $5 back in the day got you everything. And it was that way for many years. Hey, at once upon a time, everything was free. But, as life's gone on, family and whatnot, there's bills to pay. $5 now only gets you Friday. Friday, you get all the sports content, you get all the notes, you get the live stream. So we call it $5 Friday. If you're on the $5 tier, you get Friday every month. If you're on the $11 tier, here's the change. I said on the $11 tier, you would get all the notes and you would get the Friday and Saturday live streams. I had a bunch of people say they want the streams all week. So here's what I'm going to do. If you're on the $11 tier, you get all the notes every day of the week. And you get the streams Monday through Friday. That's what I'm going to do. Monday through Friday, you get the live streams on the $11 tier, but you're not going to get Saturday and Sunday. You're going to get Monday through Friday. And here's what else you're not going to get. We're going to do extra streams on Monday and Thursday for the NFL, 2 hours before Monday Night Football, 2 hours before Thursday night, getting all the latest intel, everything they're put. You guys would not believe the encoded information they'll put out on ESPN before the game. Social media, sometimes the biggest clues are there, telling you what's going to happen, first touchdowns and whatnot. So if you want everything, you're going to have to be on the $20 tier. So again, to be clear, $5 tier gets you Friday. Everything on Friday, you get on the $5 tier. $11 tier is going to get you all the notes, and you get a lot. I mean, I put in a lot of work. I mean, it takes me forever to do all the NFL decoding, player props and all that, plus all the other sports. So $11 tier, you'll still get all the notes 7 days a week. I don't take days off. I work holidays. I work my birthday. We work 365 days a year and 366 during leap years. So again, you'll get all the notes on the $11 tier, streams Monday through Friday, but not the NFL exclusive streams. If you want those, you got to be on the $20 tier. On that tier, you get everything. You get everything. You get every stream. You get every note. And for a lot of you guys, you get a chance to win my money every week. We've been doing that now for going on almost 2 years, doing cash prize giveaways weekly. For the NFL season, it's going to be the top 5 point scorers per week. And depending on how many people we get signed up, will determine what the payouts are. So yeah, I wanted to make those announcements. So for all the people who wanted more content on the $11 tier, you're going to get Monday through Friday, but not the weekend. And again, not the NFL exclusive streams. It doesn't mean we won't talk a little bit about NFL in the morning streams. And you guys who are on that tier, you can call in and ask things. But you really want that NFL intel, you're going to have to pony up the extra $9 a month. And you guys, really $20 a month, as much as things cost now for all the work that I put in, it's still a great deal. So I just wanted to make that clear, and I'll make those adjustments on Patreon in writing, but you have my word, that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, there was just a lot of people like, Zach, I really want the Monday through Friday streams. Okay, fine. Squeaky, what do they say? Squeaky hinge gets the grease, something like that. So, yeah, that's what it is. And I'll keep this short and sweet. If you guys want to join the Patreon, it is that thing on the screen, patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard. I don't know if you even need to put a C in there. For some reason, that's how it comes up on the Google. But back in the day, just patreon.com/Zachary K. Hubbard worked. And if you just go to Google and type in Patreon, Patreon, and then type in my name, Zachary K. Hubbard, it'll pop up the page. And again, the way Patreon's supposed to work is the day you sign up becomes your renewal anniversary. So, for example, if you signed up tonight on the 3rd, next month on the 3rd would be your renewal anniversary. And again, that's the way it's supposed to work. If you don't renew it, it'll cancel on the 3rd. You see, you'd be subscribed through the October. If you signed up tonight, September 3rd, you'd be subscribed for a month through October 3rd, and then it would end unless you check the box to stay as a recurring member. And what I know is a lot of people in my community say, even though they have the box checked, they get unsubscribed and then they have to resubscribe. I think that's just big tech messing with me. But again, just so you understand how Patreon works, it's a monthly subscription. It's not supposed to auto renew unless you check the box saying you want it to do that. And yeah, it's supposed to renew on the anniversary of the date you signed up for. So shout out to Matt. Matt, that's a what in the world, Matt? Matt, what in the world? To donate that much tonight? You're making me feel better because I'm about to do another stream on my news channel and tell you what I'm dealing with. You guys, the Illuminati is a real thing, and I'm going to show you exactly what's going on in my life today. Matt, what have you done here? Hey, Zach, I really wanted you to see this. Philly leads the regular season series at home versus Dallas 32-31, and it will be the 64th home game. Dak's first game versus Eagles in the regular season ever was October 30th, 2016, and from that day till kickoff on September 4th, 2025, is a span of 3,232 days. He could tie it at 32-32. That is an amazing observation, Matt. And your generosity, I've never seen a $500 super chat. I'm blown away by that. I wish I could just give you a lifetime subscription to the Patreon, and unfortunately it doesn't let us do things like that. But hey, you must be doing well to drop that kind of change and share that community. Hey, that would be a big upset tomorrow. Well, we're going to talk about the prospects of that upset tomorrow in a big way. And I didn't have that piece of decoding. And just based on that right there, the thing I will say about what Matt's just done with his extreme generosity is there is a community that is on my Patreon of veteran decoders. And some of them are great researchers, and some of them turn over stones. I don't think to overturn like that. I guarantee you I wasn't going to have that in my notes yesterday. But that is a very interesting piece of information. And remember, 32 is not an arbitrary number to the NFL. NFL equals 32, like America. They call it America's game. There's 32 teams in the league. You know, this nation's birthday, 7/4/1776. Date with 32 numerology. The 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite. Remember, American football is credited to a Scottish Rite Freemason. The 32nd degree is almost to the top, but it is a significant degree. What's significant about the 32nd degree of the Scottish Rite is they share the motto with the Jesuits, in Merum de Gloriam. And the Jesuit logo has 32 sun rays. You might recall when the Dodgers ended the 32-year drought the other year versus the Rays. Wink, wink. A lot of people overlook these things, but yeah, all the major American sports are credited to Freemasons. Freemasonry is based in Kabbalah. What we look at, this whole thing of letters and numbers and dates, it's a component of Kabbalah, Gematria. And again, it's not arbitrary why they use it. And my thinking when I began to research this wasn't just arbitrary and random. I was like, okay, Masons are behind these things. Masons are into Kabbalah. Then Kabbalah, there's this thing of letters and numbers. I had to look into this once upon a time to see if there was anything into it or there was anything about it, anything significant. And again, for the first 5 years I was here, if you weren't here, we put out this information for free. People saw how relevant it was as we called game after game, future after future. And the thing is, things have become a lot more challenging over time because way more people know about this knowledge, but there's still some patterns that are just money in the bank. You guys, I want to show you something about tonight's baseball game. The first game on the slate today, the Nationals. Did you see the Nationals won 10-5 today? The start time of baseball games can be so crucial. The Nationals had the first game on the slate today, right? And it began at 1:05 Eastern time, local time. And we like the Nationals to potentially sweep this series, and they did. Just to show you some familiar patterns here. What do I do with my little thingy? Look at this, you guys. The game started at 1:05 Eastern time, right? And look at the score, 10-5, okay? And the most simple cipher in this ABC code, Nationals, is 105. All right. And there's also something about 105 on 93 because remember, the Illuminati was founded by a Jesuit, Adam Weishaupt, and part of their plans was to infiltrate Freemasonry. So Jesuits, Masons, Illuminati, how all this stuff fits together. In the NFL, they play for the Lombardi Trophy, named after Vince, who died unexpectedly at Jesuit Georgetown the day before the 1970 season began. And I'm going to tell you what happened in my own life today that's like, it's literally like the Illuminati just giving me a big middle finger. And if you guys think that's a joke, I'm going to show you that on my news channel. I want to talk about in this because I'm really annoyed about it. But it's sick. There's two things that happened today in my life that are just undeniable. And I almost have to have like I'll talk about it in a minute in the next video I do. But yeah, 1:05 start time. And you see how the Marlins stayed on 65 wins? You know who they play next? Who do we call the 65 city? Isn't it Philadelphia? We always talk about Philadelphia being the 65 city established on October 27th, the day leaving 65 days left in the year. It's just like last year, it was it was the Chiefs' 65th season, and the Chiefs' Andy Reid, who used to coach Philadelphia, picked up his 61st loss with the Chiefs, losing the Super Bowl. And by the way, if you're new here, these 4 base ciphers of the English language, I learned about them from a 1926 book. That book's going to turn 100 years old next year. The Secret Teachings of All Ages, written by an honorary Freemason, Manly P. Hall. But again, the ciphers are the alphabetic order. A is 1 up to Z is 26. Philadelphia is 101 in that cipher. The alphabetic order with numerology applied to each letter. So it's just still the alphabetic order, but you just apply numerology. Before Z was 26 because it was the 26th letter. Now Z is 8 because the numerology of 2 plus 6 is 8, just compressing each letter to a single digit number. So you get smaller values for the words. In reverse, Philadelphia is 223. In the Bible, the letters written to the Church of Philadelphia about the synagogue of Satan. You see how church is 61 and 101 like Philadelphia? And notice the synagogue of Satan, the letter to the Church of Philadelphia is about the synagogue of Satan, which equals 223. And yeah, I mean, and that 61 number is not arbitrary either, because in sacred geometry, gematria means geometry and language. In sacred geometry, the flower of life is made out of 61 overlapping circles. And 61 is a number that relates to God. And think about that in a name like Jesus, which is 61. Think about cross 61. Think about Christmas 61. Think about Christian 61. These things aren't an accident. Again, who's behind the English language? The same people who gave you the calendar. I'm doing this broadcast on September 3rd, 2025, thanks to the Jesuit order, which is the military order of the Catholic Church, who the calendar is credited to. They're also responsible for standardizing the English alphabet with 26 letters. So at the same moment in history. But yeah, It's, from all these sports leagues, you learn this knowledge. You can really zero in on games almost every week. And there's some patterns I see in week one that I have just loved with certain teams for years, for the whole time I've been here, for now 12 years. And I expect them to come in week one. And, the week that those patterns start failing just overwhelmingly consistently, then I'll know that this knowledge is finished because too many people got the secret. And what I will tell you at this moment is, again, things are not as easy as they were 10 years ago. 10 years ago, things were so consistent because almost nobody knew about any of this. Now there's quite a few people who know, but the beauty is the patterns are still consistent enough where if you are smart and you're consistent and you never bet more than you can afford to lose, you can still have those weekends where you turn 5 into 500. You might only be able to do it 3 or 4 out of a 17-week schedule, but there might be plenty of other weeks where you turn 5 into 50, 100. Again, we got a guy in our community we call the mad scientist. He turned $1 into over $1,000, and one time over $2,000 more than it was at least 5 times last year. A dollar bill into 1,000 to 2,000 from taking advantage of the rigged games. You can do it with the player props because that's where the big value is. It's just like not this baseball season last year. Last year we had a guy turn a $20 bill into $20,000 going 3 for 3 on home run props. If you can do that, that's how you can multiply a 20 into 20,000. And again, it's from taking advantage of the rig system. And I hate when people are like, how do you rig a home run? I mean, have you ever been to a Major League Baseball game and watched them take batting practice? Pretty much every guy in the field can hit the ball over the fence on command. If you know anything about baseballs and softballs, there's different cores you can buy that make the ball fly further. Not to mention you can do things to the bat to make it fly further. Not to mention if you throw the batter the meatball, because there's a certain zone a lot of guy has a preference where you want the ball. You put the ball right there. It makes it a lot easier to jack it out of the park like a home run derby. So again, you guys got to stop with the shortwave thinking and how can you rig that? I mean, you guys, sports. It's been you guys in the time of Rome. They rigged the gladiator fights. How many years later is it? Or like how many thousand years later is it? I mean, just stop with how did they rig it, you guys? Stop. It's so obviously rigged. I don't know how everybody didn't figure out in the 21st century when the bottom dweller Patriots all of a sudden became the greatest team ever after 9/11 and the Patriot Act. I mean, give me a break. Rams win the football, and Sean McVay brings out his Ukrainian fiance, and then a few days later, Ukraine with the same colors as the Rams, not to mention Ares, the god of war, is the ram. The war pops off in Ukraine, and then you got Sean McVay and his girlfriend out there telling people to donate money. I mean, come on, you guys. Here, and you guys, it's about the Jesuits. They're responsible for the text Art of War that's credited to Sun Tzu when their logo's the sun. Was that the 102nd NFL season? Wasn't it? Art of War? Cooper Kupp from Yakima won the Super Bowl MVP. Art of War 102, that was the 102nd season. The MVP was from Yakima, which is right next to Hanford, where they developed nuclear energy for the first time. There's been all these nuclear scares with the Russia-Ukraine thing. I'm telling you, these jokes go on for days. But anyway, yeah, we'll be back. In a big way for the NFL season. We'll be here all day. We're going to have a big stream tomorrow, 2 hours before the game. We'll be talking a little bit about it in the morning for everyone on the $11 tier, but the big show is going to be for people on the $20 tier. And for all you guys who think the $20 tier is a little bit steep, hey man, play in the weekly contest. You might find that you're good at it and you might be more than paying off that tier. Gentleman from the 443 area code, he's been killing the contest, winning multiple times a month. Ever since I started it, he's made just a ton of money taken from yours truly. He needs some competition. He's been paying his food bills, electricity bills just off the contest we do each week. So again, get good with this knowledge. Use it. You should be able to afford that $20 tier. But for everyone who just wants the 11, I'll give you some more on the 11. Again, the adjustment's going to be you get all the notes and you get the streams Monday through Friday, but not the exclusive NFL streams later in the day, and you don't get Saturday and Sunday. So, and thank you to the super generous person, Matt, with the amazing decode. I can't believe you donated that kind of money. This whole day is just so weird. And Matt, your generosity just made this day even more weird. But I'm going to cover on my news channel, Gematria Effect News 25, just how weird today is. And I think you're going to understand where I'm coming from. Not to mention my daughter gave her first word today. This day is just amazing. This is a weird day. It's been amazing in bad ways and good ways. Sean exclusive. It's sad, Zach. People will pay to watch streamers to sleep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And just throw money at these losers like Andrew Wilson, for example. Exactly. Yeah, I totally. Yeah, exactly. How about paying money? Listen, hey, all the young girls making money on OnlyFans, more power to you. But for all the guys that pay to like check out girls online, how about like get your life together and have some nice women in your life? Like get your body right, get your mind right, get your bankroll right, have a nice girlfriend. For all you guys who think you can never get like an attractive woman or whatever, so you just got to pay to jerk off to girls online. Trust me, it's not true. I went to Arizona State. You guys, I mean, at Arizona State, there's like an abundance of beautiful women, but you should see some of the guys with these girls that even the pickiest the guy would say these girls are no less than a 9. You know, I'd score them as a 10 all day. These girls are with like guys that you're just like, how in the hell is this even? Is he a billionaire? Like, what in the hell? No, it's just that guy had confidence. He had something going in his life, and he could have been even more if he. It's just, I don't know, this generation of just like watching girls online and having no girls in your actual life. You got to fix that too. So, yeah, I mean, if you got $20 a month for OnlyFans, but not to learn this knowledge and get your bankroll right, I don't know. Priorities. All right. Appreciate that, Sean exclusive. Appreciate that, man. Hey, and thank you again, Matt. I'm just blown away. I can't believe you did that. I like it's like, am I hallucinating? Yeah, please don't ever do that again, Matt. And thank you. I imagine you are a supporter of the work, but please never donate $500 to me ever again. So I do appreciate it, though, a lot, especially after what I got to deal with right now that I found out today. Thank you so much. Shout out to John Mendoza, always with the generous, too. You know, that's all you ever got to send my way. And again, if you're on that $20 tier, you're essentially sending about 70 cents a day, a little less than that. And you do get a lot of work from me. I mean, I put a lot of work every single morning. I'm up early, grinding, and plus the live streams. I mean, it is a good value, especially on the days where we just cook. So thank you again, John. And John Seals says, Zach, what's up, Zach? Been watching since the beginning. Keep up the good work. You guys, I'm going to end this stream, and I'm going to start a stream right away on Gematria Effect News 25 to talk about I can't believe what YouTube did today. I can't believe what Wells Fargo told me today. Oh, my God. And maybe I'll talk about that Harvard thing, too, with Trump, because it kind of fits in, even though it doesn't have to do with me. But, man, Illuminati. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It is not a joke. And they do control this platform, because I'm going to show you exactly what they... Would you guys believe that today I got an email apologizing for something that happened 8 years ago? 8 years ago, when they deleted my channel, June 28, 2017. Today, YouTube sent almost like an apology letter and said that it was an error. It was an error. And it hurt, because I had a lot of momentum back then, and it was right before I was about to release my book, and then all of a sudden I had nobody to market my book to. Yeah, I got the email today, you guys. I'm going to show it on my next video. Here, I'll even get the preview right now. Here it is right here. Look at this. Look at this. Zachary K. Hubbard, we've reached a decision on your appeal. Look at this. This is dated right now, September 3rd, 2025, 8:22 p.m. This came after the letter I got in the mail from Wells Fargo today, which I'm just going to This is the video. They took down 3 videos in succession that deleted my channel in 2017. 2 for SH with old Adam Lanza. And then this one right here, and I laughed at the title. It was about the Grenfell Tower. But look at this. We have reviewed your appeal for the following. It took 8 years. I appealed this in June of 2017, you guys. After taking another look, we can confirm that your content does not violate our community guidelines. Thanks for your patience. It's 8 years later, you guys. 8 years later, a lot of damage done. And not to mention there's been 20 some other channels deleted between now and then wrongfully. Am I going to get those back too? So anyway, today's just blowing my mind. Blowing my mind. Has Grandpa Cup said anything about Cooper being back in Washington? I haven't heard from Grandpa Cup in a minute. He hasn't needed me to help him reestablish his Netflix or any of his streaming services. His AC hasn't fallen apart on him in a minute. So I actually haven't heard from him for a while. It's probably been over a year since I talked to him. Might have to check in. Yeah. I see some of your guys' comments. You guys are on it. The thing about it being 2025 and just people having this knowledge now, back in when I started this, there wasn't a comment section full of people doing gematria decodes, understanding the way the game was rigged. It's nice to see that is the case now. The downside of that is it's a little bit harder to win because things aren't as consistent as they used to be, but it's nice knowing that people know what's up and what to look for and how to share the information. And that is how the world should eventually change, one can hope. All right, I'm going to wrap this up, and I will be back on my news channel. Thank you to all the super chatters. You guys were crazy generous in this stream, and I do appreciate it. So, yeah, I'll be back on the news channel here in just a second. Until next time, True Seeker. Hope to see you on the Patreon tomorrow. Live stream will start 2 hours before game time, about 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. That'll be the second stream. The first stream will be in the morning before the baseball games start, like always, around 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. But yeah, the NFL stream, which most of you guys care about, 2 hours before game time. You can watch it anytime after. You don't have to be there for the live. Of course, if you want to get in on the action, you're probably going to want to be there live and get that information before the games start. But we'll be doing that all season. Same with Monday. We'll be doing our big streams on Saturday for the Sunday games. And, of course, we'll be doing one Friday night as well, 2 hours for game time, because we do have the Brazil game again this year. So, hope everything's clear. All right, guys, I'll be back in a minute on the news channel. Gematria Effect News 25. If you aren't over there, that's where I do the majority of my work. I know a lot of you guys still haven't moved over to that channel, but that is where the majority of the work is done. Till next time.